1 hertz and below 100 hertz. So high pass will be above 1 hertz, low pass will be up to 100 hertz. So from 1 to 100 hertz, I am amplifying everything. So you no matter how good CMRR is, after you amplify the signal, you still have to use a band pass filter to selectively amplify the content thereof. Next slide. Now this is going to be a total circuit of our PCB. You have a power supply on the top. You have a 3 buffer here, 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. You have a low pass, low pass filter here, AC coupled amplifier and a high pass filter. And repeat here, you have a power supply here. Then you have a buffers here, 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifiers here. Then you have a low pass filter here. You have AC coupled amplifier here, and you have a high pass here. So together, the signal is going to go like this and come out from here. Together, signal is going to go like this and come out from here. Now, in the input, you will see 3 wires. In the input, the previous slide here. In the input, you will see 3 wires. One will go to the inverting input, other will go to the non-inverting input, and third will go to common. The third wire is absolutely necessary to define what is common mode signal. Without the third wire, you will not know what is common to both the electrodes. So define common mode is the third wire. The third wire is going to go to our right lane. The inverting, non-inverting wire will go to our right arm. The inverting will go to our left arm, and the common will go to our right leg. And then instrumentation amplifier will become ECG. Next slide. Now this is the power supply section. We are going to give input DC voltage here. There are 3 terminal regulators, 7805 and 7905. 7805 is plus 5 volt regulator. 7905 is minus 5 volt regulator. So we are going to have plus 5 volt here, 0 here and minus 5 volt here. Plus 5 volt here, 0 here and minus 5 volt here. This is 7805. This is 7905. Next slide please. Now this is going to be our full PCB here. This is the power supply section. This is the instrumentation amplifier section, and this is the band pass filter section. This is the power supply section. This is the instrumentation amplifier section, and this is the band pass, low pass, high pass, and AC coupled amplifier. This section, and the output will come from here. Input will go here. Power input will be here. Signal input will be here, and output will go from here. There is a power input here, signal input here, and output will go from here. Next slide please. These are the components you will be using. You will be using IC LM324 14 pin IC, which has got 4 op-amps inside. 1, 2, 3, 4 op-amps inside. Then you are going to use electrolytic capacitors. Then you are going to use disc capacitors. Then you are going to use mylar capacitors. These are regulators 7805, 7905. You are going to use metal film resistors MFRs. Then you are going to use LEDs. These are all the components that you want to use. These are the regulators 7805, 7905. This is the disc ceramic capacitor. This is the mylar capacitor. This is the electrolytic capacitor. Electrolytic capacitor will have a polarity, positive and negative. By chance, if you connect it in the reverse way, it is not going to work. Plus, you may destroy the capacitor. So when you are connecting the capacitors, you have to be very careful where you are going to connect the positive and negative, because it is electrolytic and it has got polarity. The other capacitors, ceramic and mylar, does not have polarity. LEDs will have polarity. LEDs will have polarity, will have a cathode and anode. If you solder it the opposite way, the LED shall not glow. Next slide please. Everything will look like there is a PCB and these are all the components. PCB, these are all the components. These are regulators, these are electrolytic capacitors, LEDs, electrolytic capacitors, these are mylar capacitors, these are resistors, this is a solder wire. There is going to be a solder wire here, resistors here, mylar capacitors here, electrolytic capacitors here, LEDs here, and ICs here, and the regulators here. Some of the resistors are already mounted on the PCBs. The ceramic capacitors are already mounted on the PCBs to avoid confusion. Next slide please. Now this is very important how to solder. When you solder, if you see this particular thing here, There is a lead coming in between, soldering iron goes one side, solder wire goes one side, they meet at that lead and then it melts and then you lift it together. Soldering iron goes one side, solder wire goes one side, they meet there, melt and just lift it together. So when the joint is formed, it should be like this and not a bulge. And that means the solder is correct. Major problems in assembling is dry soldering. The solder is apparently it looks it is soldered, but it is not soldered. So this is very important. Next. This is how the bare PCB will look like and the assembled PCB will look like. This is a bare PCB with some resistors and ceramic capacitors mounted, and this is the fully assembled PCB. Next. This is where the DC supply will come in, the electrodes will come in, and DSO, digital storage oscilloscope. Electrodes will be 3 electrodes, right arm, left arm and right leg. And DC supply will be plus minus 9 volt. This will generate plus minus 5 volt here. This is how we want to pick up ECG. Instead of right leg, it is shown left leg. That is also possible. Now mind you, we are going to connect 2 wires to the body, which is going to pick up ECG. Now my heart is here. One wire has to be on the right side of the heart, that is we call right arm. One wire has to be on the left side of the heart, that is what we call left arm. And third wire should be ideally equidistant from both the electrodes, but right leg has become a standard in the industry. We are not going to put a wire to right leg. The third wire we are going to put it either on the forehead or on the left arm itself. Theoretically we are wrong. Practically we are doing it only for our own convenience. I don't want to lift the pad, remove the socks, put the wire there. Okay. It is only for the convenience that we want to put right leg wire either on the forehead or on the left arm itself. The ECG will remain same. And ECG is a vector quantity. ECG is a vector quantity. It will depend on how you look at it. When you connect 2 wires here, it will have one particular appearance. When you connect 1 wire here and 1 wire here, it will have a different appearance. Like, give me a pen. This pen is a 3D object. When I hold it like this, I ask you what is the size of this pen. She will say 2 millimeters because she is seeing this. Whereas he will say it is about 15 centimeters. She is also right, he is also right because he is looking at the pen in a different angle. She is looking at it in a different angle. And that is where the confusion. So to know the exact size of this pen, you have to take minimum 3 photographs of this pen. If you want to put next my ID card where I will not be lost at all, my 3 photographs are required. One from the front side, one from the right side, one from the left side. With 3 photographs here, you cannot miss that person. In particular, one side photograph, 2 people can look same. But all 3 sides, no 2 people can look same. So ECG has to be taken in minimum 3 angles. 1 wire here, 1 wire here, that's 1 angle. 1 wire here, 1 is another angle. 1 wire here, 1 wire here, third angle. It's called as lead 1, called as lead 2, it's called as lead 3. Because ECG is a vector quantity, something is happening in 3-dimensional world. So, of course, ECG is not taken in 3 leads, ECG is taken in 10 different leads. Physiological signals. What is electrophysiology? Electrophysiology, as the name suggests, it is electro because it is electrical. Physiology because it happens only in the living cells. It does not happen in this wood. It does not happen in this plastic because it is supposed to be non-living. So electrophysiological signals, electrical signals from the living being. Now if you take a small cell from our body, you put it under the microscope. We did this experiment once. We took a small cell from the body, put it under the microscope. Me and my friend were doing some experiments. I was looking at the cell was looking nice and chubby. Beautiful cell it was. And then I started playing with the cell. Then we wanted to study the characteristics of the cell. What characteristics can you study? You can study physical characteristics, chemical characteristics, electrical characteristics, magnetic characteristics. You can study different characteristics of an object when it comes to science. So we, being an electrical engineer, decided to study the electrical characteristics of the cell. So what we did is we took two electrodes, one inside the cell, one outside the cell, connected to a multimeter, and my friend said, oh, I can see 70 millivolt negative. That cell was actually like a battery. I have a mobile here, mobile has a battery inside. There are two terminals. One is 3.2 volt positive with respect to another terminal, or one terminal is 3.2 volt negative with respect to this terminal. So my cell was 70 millivolt negative with respect to outside, inside with respect to outside. Inside I put the positive wire. Our multimeter has two wires, two electrodes, two probes. Not electrodes, they are probes. Red one is black, so I put the black outside, red inside, and I put the 70 millivolt negative. I continued playing with the cell, then I disturbed the cell. Suddenly I saw the cell contracting. That was a physical behavior of the cell. Then my friend said the voltage inside changed from minus 70 to plus 30. We thought we have discovered something. We did it again. Again the cell contracted, again it went down. So instead of connecting it to a multimeter, I connected it to an oscilloscope. And then we saw when the cell was at rest, it was 70 millivolt negative. Suddenly it became 30 millivolt positive and came back to 70 millivolt negative. We really thought we discovered something, then we referred to the books. Then we realized it is called as action potential. If people have already discovered it, they have not left anything. If the apple had fallen on my head, I would have discovered gravity. But Newton did it before I could do it. It fell on his head instead of my head. So anyway, this discovery also was not on our name. So somebody had discovered action potential. But then we saw a different way to look at the life. As an electronic engineer, you have a block. When you disturb that block, in electronics we don't use the word disturb, we use the word trigger. Disturb is a simple English word, trigger is an electronic word, and stimulation is a biomedical word. When you trigger that block, the output Q goes from low to high and comes back to low. This block is called as, in electronics, there is a block with a trigger input. When you trigger the block, the output Q goes from low to high and comes back to low. Yes. Huh? Yes. Monostable multivibrator. That block for electronic engineer is a monostable multivibrator for biotechnology. You want to understand this monostable multivibrator. When the output is either 0 or 5 volt, it is either low or high, it is either flip or flop. It's a flip flop, it's a digital word, it is either low or high. Then we discovered something which people had not thought of. Each cell in my body is a monostable multivibrator. Each cell in my body is a monostable multivibrator. If you see this wheel there, it is made up of multivibrators only, full stop. No more discussion. It is made up of lots of multivibrators. This CPU I'm talking about, it's a digital word. There is no analog in this CPU. Either 0 or +5. And my body is Fortunately, we can't do that. Otherwise, there would have been only fight. I am the king, I am the queen. Anyway, the queen wins ultimately. So fortunately, we can't do that. So my body is made up of trillions of multinometers, which is nothing but a digital world. My body is no analog. My body is fully digital computer, where the CPU is my brain, the communication system is my nervous system, and these are my sensors, my eyes, my ears, my tongue, my skin, they are all my sensors. And my muscles are my applicators. I am talking by contracting my muscle of my vocal cord. That's my speaker. That's my applicator. So we are nothing but a living digital organism. And when you want to probe the CPU, you will have to use a multimeter to probe the CPU. You will have to use oscilloscope to probe the CPU to understand what is wrong electronically, what is wrong electrically. So to probe this living computer, you also need a multimeter or an oscilloscope or a printer, in short a computer, which will grab the signal and present it for you to analyze it, what is wrong. And that is why we read ECG, to understand the electrical behavior of a pump called as heart. Heart is an electromechanical part. It is controlled by electrical signals. Heart is controlled by electrical signals and it does mechanical pumping. Any electromechanical device can have electrical faults